In the lively village of Obo, where the sun always seemed to shine a little brighter, lived a woman named Kemi. She was known for her beauty and her warm heart. Kemi had a husband, Tunde, who loved her more than anything in the world. They were the kind of couple that made others smile, the ones who seemed to have it all. But in the shadows of this happiness was Foleck, a woman whose envy was as deep as the ocean. Once Foleck had been the pride of Obo, with men lining up to win her heart. But when Tunde chose Kemi instead, Foleck's love for him twisted into bitter jealousy. She couldn't bear to see Kemi living the life she had dreamed of. Foleck wasn't just any woman. She had secrets, dark secrets. Whispers around the village said she could call on spirits and do things no one else could. Most people dismissed these as just stories, but Foleck knew they were true. And now her envy drove her to use this power to destroy Kemi. Late one night, when the moon hid behind thick clouds, Foleck sneaked into the forest. She walked quickly, her mind set on one thing: revenge. Deep in the forest, far away from the village, lived an old witch named Iyabo. Her small hut was hidden among tall trees and thick bushes where no one dared to go. Iyabo, I need your help. I want to curse the woman who stole my happiness. Ah, you speak of Kemi, the one they call the joy of Obo. But be careful, Foleck. Curses are not toys. They are wild and dangerous. I don't care. I want her beauty to fade, her love to turn to dust, and her life to fall apart. Can you do it? I can, but the cost will be heavy, and once it starts, there's no going back. Folak didn't hesitate. She agreed to Iyabo's terms, her mind filled with thoughts of Kemi's downfall. Iyabo prepared a potion, dark and bubbling, with a scent so foul it made Folek's stomach turn. The next morning, Folek brought the potion to Kemi's home, hidden in a gift of fresh palm wine. The course was slow but sure. Kemi's beauty started to fade like a flower losing its petals. Her once smooth skin became rough, her hair started falling out, and her laughter, which used to fill the air with joy, turned into a harsh sound that even Tunde couldn't bear to hear. Tunde, who had always been the perfect husband, began to change too. He grew distant and cold, no longer the loving man Kemi had married. He found fault in everything she did, and soon the love that had once bound them together started to fall apart. Kemi couldn't understand what was happening. Why was her world crumbling around her? The villagers noticed the changes too. Some said Kemi had angered the gods. Others thought she was being punished for some secret sin. Soon, even her closest friends began to avoid her, and she felt completely alone. Kemi, desperate and heartbroken, went to see Mama Ife, the village healer. She told her everything: how her looks were fading, how Tunde had grown cold, and how nothing in her life felt right anymore. Mama Eve, please help me. I don't know what's happening to me. My life is falling apart. My child, you are under a curse, a dark one cast out of jealousy and hate. But curses can be broken. You must face the one who cursed you, and you must do so with a clean heart. Mama Eve's words gave Kemi hope, but they also filled her with dread. She had long suspected that Folek was behind her suffering, but now she had to confront her. The idea of facing Folek, of accusing her of something so terrible, made Kemi's heart race with fear. But if she didn't act, the curse would destroy her life. Kemi decided to play it smart. She pretended to be completely defeated by the curse, letting her looks worsen and speaking about her misfortune as if she had accepted it. Folek, seeing Kemi's despair, grew more confident and started visiting her often, pretending to be a concerned friend while secretly enjoying Kemi's suffering. One day, when Foleck came to visit, Kemi decided it was time. Foleck, do you find joy in my suffering? Do you like seeing what's become of me? Kemi, how can you say that? I only want to help you. Stop lying, Foleck. I know what you've done. You cursed me because you wanted what I have. But I'll tell you this, you won't win. I'll break your curse. And when I do, you'll regret everything. Foleck's face twisted with anger, but underneath it, Kemi could see fear. She hadn't expected Kemi to fight back. Furious, Foleck left Kemi's house, determined to strengthen the curse, to make sure Kemi never recovered. But something strange happened. The more Foleck tried to reinforce the curse, the more it began to backfire. The curse, which had been hurting Kemi, started to turn on Foleck. Her beauty began to fade, just like Kemi's. She started losing her hair, her skin became rough, and she couldn't sleep without being haunted by terrible nightmares. Meanwhile, Kemi was slowly regaining her strength. With Mama Ife's help, she began to cleanse herself of the curse. Her hair started growing back, her skin became smooth again, and Tunde began to return to his old self, full of love and warmth. The villagers, seeing Kemi's recovery, started to believe that she had been blessed, that her suffering had been a test from the gods. Foleck, on the other hand, was falling apart. The curse that was meant to destroy Kemi was now destroying her instead. Desperate, Foleck went back to Iyabo, begging the old witch to undo the curse. But Iyabo, watching Foleck's misery, refused. Iyabo, please help me. The curse is killing me. I was wrong to use it. Please undo it. I warned you, Foleck. Curses are not to be used lightly. You brought this on yourself. Now you must face the consequences. Folake left Yabo's hut, filled with fear. She knew there was only one thing left to do, beg Kemi for forgiveness. Late that night, she went to Kemi's home, her once beautiful face now marred by the curse. Kemi, seeing the state Foleck was in, felt a mix of anger and pity. She knew that she couldn't let the curse consume them both. Kemi, I'm sorry. I was wrong. Please forgive me. Please help me break this curse. Foleck, you brought this on yourself, but I won't let this curse destroy us both. I will help you, but you must change. You must let go of your envy and make things right. Foleck promised to change, and Kemi took her to Mama Ife, who performed a ritual to break the curse. But as the ritual began, something unexpected happened. Instead of the curse being lifted from Foleck, it intensified. Mama Ife, with a grave expression, stopped the ritual. The curse cannot be fully broken, Foleck. It was born from deep hatred, and its roots are strong. It will leave you, but only by passing to another. What do you mean? Someone must bear the curse. If Foleck wants to be free, the curse must pass to someone else. But be warned, the one who takes it will suffer greatly. A heavy silence fell over the room. Kemi, filled with compassion, looked at Foleck, who was trembling with fear. Kemi knew she couldn't allow the curse to ruin another life. She made a choice that no one expected. I will take the curse. No, Kemi, you can't. You don't deserve this. Someone has to. Let it be me. But remember, Foleck, this is your second chance. Don't waste it. As the curse passed to Kemi, a strange thing happened. Instead of breaking her, it began to change. The darkness that had once consumed her beauty and happiness began to transform into something new. Kemi's appearance did not worsen. Instead, she gained an otherworldly glow, a radiance that no one in the village had ever seen before. The villagers, who had once pitied her, now looked at Kemi with awe. Her skin, once rough, now shimmered with a soft golden hue. Her hair, which had fallen out, grew back thicker and more lustrous than ever. Even her voice carried a melody that seemed to calm the most troubled hearts. The curse, instead of bringing destruction, had turned into a strange, powerful blessing. Foleck, on the other hand, was free from the curse, but she was filled with deep guilt. She watched as Kemi, who had sacrificed herself to save her, grew stronger and more beautiful with each passing day. Yet this transformation came with a price. Kemi, what is happening to you? Why do you look like this? I thought the curse would destroy you. Full Lake, the curse did not destroy me because I chose to take it with love, not hatred. But this power is not without its burden. I can feel the weight of it in my heart. It has made me different, not just in appearance, but in spirit. Kemi's transformation brought both wonder and fear to the villagers. Some believed she had been touched by the gods, while others whispered that she was now something more than human. Kemi herself felt the change deeply. She could see things others couldn't, sense emotions hidden beneath the surface, and even heal the sick with a touch. But with these gifts came isolation. Tunde, her husband, who had once been her closest companion, found it difficult to connect with her. The love they had shared was still there, but it was different, distant. Kemi began to spend more time alone, wandering the edges of the village, contemplating her new existence. She understood that the curse, though transformed, had set her apart from the life she once knew. She could no longer be just Kemi, the wife and friend. She had become something more, something that the villagers both revered and feared. Meanwhile, Foleck, filled with remorse, tried to make amends. She dedicated herself to helping others in the village, using her knowledge of herbs and healing to care for the sick and the poor. She became known as a wise woman, someone who had learned from her mistakes and sought redemption through service. Kemi, I owe you my life. How can I ever repay you for what you've done? Foleck, the best way to repay me is to live with a pure heart. Use what you've learned to do good, to help others, and to keep envy and hatred at bay. That is all I ask. Years passed, and the story of the witch's curse became legend in Obo. Kemi, now a figure of mystery and reverence, was no longer seen as just a woman, but as a guardian spirit of the village. She watched over the people from afar, her presence felt but rarely seen. Foleck, true to her word, lived a life of humility and service. She became beloved by the villagers, not for her beauty or her past, but for her wisdom and kindness. The envy that had once driven her to darkness was gone, replaced by a deep gratitude for the second chance she had been given. But the twist in this tale came years later, when a young girl, lost in the forest, stumbled upon a glowing figure at the edge of a sacred grove. It was Kemi, her beauty now ethereal, her form more spirit than flesh. Who are you, spirit? Are you a goddess? I am Kemi, once of this village, now its protector. Do not fear, child. I am here to guide you. The girl, entranced by Kemi's gentle presence, followed her back to the village. When she told the elders what she had seen, they knew that Kemi had become something more than human. The curse, transformed by love, had not destroyed her, but had instead turned her into a guardian of the land, a spirit of protection and peace. And so the story of the witch's curse ended not in tragedy but in transformation. Kemi, who had once been cursed, became a beacon of hope and strength, watching over the village of Obo for generations to come. And Foleck, who had once been consumed by envy, lived out her days in peace, knowing that redemption is possible even for those who have walked the darkest paths. This, dear listener, is the tale of the witch's curse, a story of envy, love, and transformation. A reminder that the darkest of curses can sometimes lead to the brightest of blessings, and that true strength lies not in power, but in the ability to forgive and to love. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our other captivating African tales by clicking the link appearing on your screen. More unexpected twists and turns await. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our next thrilling story. Your support helps us bring more incredible stories to life. Thank you for watching.